everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And man, list week is doing horrible things to me right now. It's doing terrible things to my psyche, my sanity. Couch Chesta too. It's not a pretty thing. This is our final video of list week, final list video, discussing my favorites of the entire year. And this is my 50 favorite albums of 2012. Good times. Starting off at number 50, we have the THEESatisfaction album on naturalE, a very interesting cross-section of hip-hop, neo-soul, R&B, as well as funk and jazz on this one little album. At number 49, it is a series of dark and crazy beats on the Gaslamp Killer album Breakthrough, and at number 48, John Talabot with some much dancier and exotic beats on the LP Finn. Very nice dance music album. Check it out. At number 47, Nick Zammuto of The Books comes together with a really solid solo album titled Zammuto. Really creative experimental pop album right there. And at 46, definitely for me, Death Grind release of the year, Murder Constructs Results. Awesome album cover too. At number 45, Beach House comes through with another nice, solid dream pop album in the same style that we usually hear from the band on the LP Bloom. And if you're the sludge pop outfit Torche gets a little poppier, a little catchier, a little faster, more straightforward, while still kind of maintaining a bit of that heaviness and nice riffage. Harmonicraft. For number 43, The Bad Plus comes through with a nice, creative, and forward-thinking jazz album with Made Possible, and coming in after that at 42, Karriem Riggins. Alone Together. Really great series of funky and jazz-influenced hip-hop instrumentals. It is a beat album in the same vein of artists like Madlib and Jay Dilla. This guy was cut from the same cloth, has been in the industry for years, has been making beats for numerous artists including Erykah Badu and The Roots, and all of this experience really comes together on this very nice full-length debut. At number 41, Tame Impala improves on its psychedelic pop style with the LP Lonerism, and coming in after that at 40, The Tallest Man on Earth with There's No Leaving Now. Another solid record from him. At number 39, Deerhoof reinvents its sound from being a guitar-driven experimental rock and pop band from being a MIDI and beat-driven experimental rock and pop band. While, yeah, the sounds are much different than you're likely to hear on a Deerhoof LP, the eccentricity, the really fun songwriting, it's all still there. At number 38, Acid House gets futzed with on the new Recondite album On Acid. These TB303 bass lines that you typically hear squelching away in Acid House music are cleaned up, played very, very delicately over one subtle beat after another. An awesome collection of tracks and a couple of remixes. At number 37, the UK indie pop outfit Alt J comes eccentric, colorful, and strange with an awesome wave. And at 36, Xibalba brings together elements of doom and breakdown hardcore for an extremely pummeling and heavy experience with Hasta la Muerte. At number 35, Wild Nothing brings some really awesome, catchy indie pop and dream pop songs with some nice fiery guitar leads, some catchy hooks. I'm really liking how pleasant and sweet this album is at the same time. And at number 34, an album that to me is essentially thrash metal on steroids, it's Black Breath with Sentence to Life. At number 33, definitely my favorite post-punk album of this year, the Holograms LP, the self-titled LP that they put out on Captured Track. tracks, a nice surprise from that label. Man, just one catchy song after another. Yeah, it's not bringing anything new to the table, but just a ton of energy and some catchy songs on this thing. At number 32, the Evens come back after about 6 years of no new albums and comes through with another solid set of songs. Drums, vocals, baritone guitar, strong lyrical messages. While, yeah, stylistically it's not exactly a surprise, the songs on this thing are very well written. And there's a really tangible energy to the playing between the guitar and the drums on this thing too that I enjoy highly. At number 31, glistening, glossy, neon-colored electronic dance tunes on the lone LP, Galaxy Garden. And at number 30, an album that kind of snuck up on me. I already knew I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I ended up enjoying it more. It grew on me. Hot Chip. In Our Heads. I mean, these guys are just writing, again, some great electronic dance and pop music. I'll say now what I said in my review. I think what these guys do is just so beautifully universal that it's difficult to deny. At number 29, it's a solid combo of indie rock, post-hardcore, and I mean like old school indie rock, not like the new poppier side of indie rock. I mean old 90s indie rock on the Pile album, Dripping. And at number 28, kind of another pop, punk, and indie rock throwback, the Cloud Nothings album, Attack on Memory. At number 27, one of my favorite mixtapes to come out of the South, it's Big K.R.I.T's Forever and a Day, and coming in after that, 26, Action Bronson and The Alchemist with Rare Chandeliers, a nice, just boom-bappy, catchy exploitation film lyric referencing hip-hop mixtape that freaking rules. Number 25, we are halfway through this thing with the new High on Fire LP, Mystery. It's a really awesome sludge metal album. I mean, I think this is their darkest effort yet, and one of their heaviest so far too. This album is so pummeling and relentless. Ugh. It's almost hard for me to return to it because it's just so badass and just face punching. At number 24, a very, very catchy and enjoyable set of indie electronic pop songs from I Am I Who Am I with her debut full-length studio LP Kin. And at 23, a really perplexing and challenging noise rock album from White Suns, the album Sinew. This album really kind of came out of left field for me. It's on Load Records. I mean, it is grating. It is abrasive, strange, and uncompromising. It's quite the trip. At number 22, another very uncompromising album, but in the punk rock and post-hardcore category from Loma Prieta IV. And another band that embraced hardcore on their new LP, Converge, with All We Love We Leave Behind at number 21. We're at number 20. We're at number 20! And in this spot is an extremely dark, dancey, and sexy album from Matthew Dear. Oh, beams, man. This album gives me dance-gasms. It does. It gives me dance-gasms. Like I dance when this album is on, and I just get like a And at number 19, the second full-length LP that this band dropped this year, it's Death Grips with No Love Deep Web. I was maybe a little on the fence at first with the production choice that they made on this LP, but as I listened to it more and more, of course, it ended up growing on me, and I just really ended up liking it a lot. Now I'm just kind of sitting here excited for where the band goes next. At number 18, it's an extremely long and ambitious progressive metal album hidden under a black metal veil. It's the new Krallice LP, Years Past Matter. And at 17, a short album, but in my opinion, a very emotionally potent album from Soap and Skin, Narrow. I mean, I just love what this Austrian singer-songwriter brought to this handful of tracks. I mean, tracks that just hit me right there. And her voice, I mean, I love her. And speaking of unique voices, an album that I did review positively, and it did actually end up growing on me very quickly, and maybe the delay partially had to do with how damn impenetrable this album is. It just kind of goes back to what I said in my review of this album. This music is really for people who love to watch the world burn. in at least a musical sense. The new Scott Walker LP, Bish Bosh. At number 15, it is the thoroughly enjoyable new spiritualized album with Sweetheart, Sweet Light. Lots of very gospel-influenced garage rock and psychedelic rock tunes, some of which are drawn out to very impressive lengths with lots of detail and emotion on top of it. Really liking this album a lot. And at number 14, it is Killer Mike and LP coming together for a very unlikely pairing with awesome results on the LP, Rap Music. At 13, easily my favorite black metal album of this year, Knock Mystium with Silent Machine. 12, Billy Woods with History Will Absolve Me. A really strange, mysterious, and hard-hitting hip-hop album with a ton of tracks hitting upon numerous topics. This dude has a very dark, gritty-ass personality. While a lot of the songs on this album may not necessarily be catchy, they are very challenging and unsettling. And what's even more unsettling is our number 11 spot, Swans, with the Seer, an album that to me felt kind of disjointed. I actually thought it was more disjointed than Soundtracks for the Blind, but now I actually kind of feel the reverse. This album has grown on me quite a bit, and what brings all these tracks together has become so much more apparent to me. I mean, it's just really one long, twisted, and very cohesive ride, this album. Oh, the Seer. Oh, the Seer. I see it all, I see it all, I see it all. At number 10, it's the new Ab-Soul album, Control System. Another album that grew on me a little bit more. I love this LP. I love it. I don't think Ab-Soul is for everybody. Certainly his earlier output didn't resonate with me all too much, but as an MC, as a lyricist, I think he has a ton of personality, and he really lives up to that label he puts into one of his hooks, abstract asshole. Yeah, on some songs he totally comes off as a prick. Others he's kind of thought-provoking and strange, or just really not making much sense at all. At number 9, Godspeed comes back with a vengeance on Alleluia, Don't Bend, Ascend. At number 8, lots of very short, painful, powerful piano songs from Perfume Genius on Put Your Back Into It. And at number 7, Bad, Bad, Not Good just kind of breathes life into maybe what could become a new wave of jazz with BBNG2. A lot of covers of hip-hop songs and even some James Blake covers on this thing, along with a handful of originals that are all just really cohesive, well performed, and very enjoyable. At number 6, another jazz-influenced LP, one that I loved and grew on me a little bit more. I mean, I loved it, and now I love it more, the new self-titled Portico Quartet album. I love that these guys have maintained their jazz style, but have incorporated way more electronics into the picture, and actually have started kind of improvising with all these sounds they have introduced into the recipe, and it just has some amazing results. It's not exactly hard-hitting or anything like that. It's much more soft, calming, sort of mind-massaging music. I really find it terribly interesting. At number 5, definitely, easily, no question, hands down, my favorite singer-songwriter LP this year, Fiona Apple, with the Idler Wheel. I'm not gonna say the entire title. Fiona really outdid herself on this LP, and she did it without any major radio singles or anything like that. I mean, she just got to her weird roots and wrote a series of just really great, painful, catchy, and poetic songs that are just enjoyable to listen to again and again and again. At number 4, my favorite rock album of this year, Dope Bodies, Natural History. Damn! These guys bring together that sludge metal, that punk rock, and they do it in a way that kind of feels like a caveman party hosted by Andrew WK with all these noisy guitar riffs and sort of funky, weird, strange noises and loops. I love the grooves on this album, the hooks, the guitar leads are great as well. I mean, there's not a single thing I really hate about this album. While it's not my favorite of this year, there are very few things that I could say would make this better. Another album that needs very few, if any, improvements at all, the new ONDATROPICA LP, Self-Titled, this huge, ambitious, multi-musician Latin music project put together a great set of tracks that not only embrace the old world of Latin music, but incorporate the new world of music out there as well, bringing on elements of ska music, reggae music, hip-hop too on some of these tracks to make a really multifaceted, variety-filled, and just talent-filled album with some great playing, solos, songwriting, arranging too. This is just one of those projects that came into play with a huge plan and just all those ambitions realized. At number 2, another amazingly ambitious album, but coming from the genre of hip-hop this time. It's Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Great concept album coming from Kendrick. While, yeah, Section 80 did have a concept to it, he really went above and beyond with making a concept album on this new LP. And he did it with great beats, great lyrics, the songs had even more variety. I love how he sort of has a different personality with almost every single track as you follow Kendrick through the story. He's not just a narrator commenting on a bunch of different things, he is an actor inside of these songs, and the emotions that he writes down in his lyrics and plans to convey in these songs really come through, and sort of just goes to prove that Kendrick Lamar is not just a rapper, he's not just a songwriter, he is an actor in his songs as well, and a very phenomenal one at that. Number one. I don't even want to say it. Because then everything will be over. I don't want it to be over. I want it to last forever. Forever. I want to love your face. I want to give you kisses. Death Grips, the money store. Oh, yeah. Death Grips, the money store. Noisy, tortured, detailed, stomach-churning, hip-hop, rock, industrial, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a lot of different things. Oh, man. I gotta calm down. Gotta take it easy. There's not much more I can say about this LP that I haven't already said in reviews, comments, lots of places. I just see myself enjoying this album for its songwriting, its aggression, its uniqueness for a long time to come. And that's pretty much my favorite 50 albums of 2012. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for sticking with me through this entire year. I look forward to doing more reviews for you guys very soon. Very soon. And the channel's almost at like 100K. It's getting crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. Can't even handle that. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. What are your favorite 50 albums of this year? List as many of them as you can in the comments, and yeah, just share your opinions. Don't just take my list, look at everybody else's list down there in the comments, see if you have missed some albums that might tickle your fancy this year, and yeah, that's it. Discussion. Don't just request albums, recommend music to each other. Be friends. I mean, all of you guys watch this channel because you're heavy into music. Surely you could recommend music to other people as well who may be asking some questions and all that other stuff down there below. All right. The best. Love you. See you soon. Anthony Fantano. Lists forever.